So we're now going to try something that could lead to disaster, and that's me and Khalid are going to try and do a joint talk together with no rehearsal whatsoever. So Khalid, this is my first time working with you. I hope it's a success.
Yes, I look forward to it.
Right, so we just thought we'd quickly say some words. So we've got about 10 minutes, okay, and that's probably enough what you need. I want to explain to you why we did this and what the aim is, okay, and how you can join in. And there are some logos at the bottom. BPF was responsible for inviting Baroness Lady Sheehan, and so she came through them, and we're very grateful for their support. And I'll talk about some of the other supporters later. So to start off, why did we form UPSIGN? The first thing was that we observed, I mean, I'm an academic, and many of you here are academics or work in universities or other institutions. One thing we realized there was a complete lack of coordination in the UK for coordinating with Pakistan. Okay, that was really clear to many of us over many years. I've been a visiting prof for 10 years in Pakistan. We clearly identified the HEC needed support.
Okay, so I was later, obviously. So I think, as Jawwad said, the whole idea was to where we can help Pakistan to come onto the British sort of the investment which has been made on research and development. So how we can bring Pakistan onto the landscape of research councils. And we're inspired by the work done by the mentors, and it's something that's a fantastic opportunity for the UPSIGN to carry on.
I think in particular, I remember talking to Khalid that one of the reasons that we put UPSIGN together was we felt that Pakistan was beginning to be excluded from certain overseas development funding in favor of countries that were more how should we say, commercially interesting. And that was something that you remember you said to me.
Yeah.
So that's an important point to make as well. So what you need to know is that we are a secular group, okay? Even though he read a big kalma at the beginning, okay? So effectively, UPSIGN is, the reason is that if we keep out of religion and try to stay out of politics, although, some of us are very excited at the moment, it really means that we're trying to be inclusive, okay? And it's not against any religion, it just means that we're more likely to get people, because there's a lot of people who are not religious and want to join in, okay? So that's something I ask, and we're not necessarily a political forum. We try to be positive, glass half full, empty, not empty. I mean, we all know that there are sort of two types of British Pakistanis or Pakistani Brits. Some of them have a very negative view because of the past, okay? But we don't want to be in that. And you don't have to be a scientist to join us, okay? You just have to be interested. So look, what we've been doing over the last year is working out what we stand for. Supporting UK community, mentoring of people from BME backgrounds in particular, looking at capacity building. Many of you are already engaged in that, we know. Looking at women in leadership and equality. We've got some great lecture coming up on that. Areas where the UK and Pakistan can benefit, and trying to coordinate GCRF. And we'll talk a bit more about the £1.5 billion of GCRF overseas development funding, which the UK has available for working with other countries. And we want Pakistan to have some of that. We also want to be a UK point of contact for Pakistan institutions and higher education partners. And also we want to work with the HEC. And we are actively engaged, and we've got a very nice address from the new HEC chairman just for us today, just for this audience. So that's really exciting.
Okay, carry on, because for us, UN Sustainable Goals are a fantastic framework to work on. So this is one where, this is where the government has, first when they decided GCRF, they were not very sure what development they should be focusing on. But then they just focused UN Sustainable Goal. And 17 of them, and if you read through them, right from hunger all the way to sort of where you build partnerships, they're all interlinked. And you would be surprised to know, Pakistan was the first country who signed up for UN Sustainable Goals. And Pakistan is the first country there the parliament has passed the UN Sustainable Goals. It's amazing. So there is a lot of interest from the people, and just knowing about Pakistan, 220 million people, and 40% of the people living below $1 a day. This is a fantastic opportunity for UN Sustainable Goals to work together.
I was going to say 205 million, but we'll cut it in the middle somewhere.
Okay, so just when we started initially, this concept was Jawwad and me, we were sitting together and scratching our head, how do we work together? I mean, I work in an institute, Rothamsted. It's a world-renowned institute. It's like over 180 years old. And we never worked in Pakistan. We worked in more than 43 countries. We never worked in Pakistan. There were various reasons. We thought, okay, let's create a group who was keen to work together. And all we have in this group, people working from, are representing various universities. Jawwad is our chairman. We have Professor Shamur Rahman. He's not present today, but he's our vice chair. He's from University of Sheffield. Then me, and then we have other group members here. His guy, I would ask if UPSIGN members could raise their hand. People could see their face. Maybe stand up,
maybe stand
please.
up. So this is Fareed, yeah?
Fareed, you are from Imperial. Please introduce yourself. Siraj bhai? From University. Who else? Thank you very much. So we have many more guys who are stuck in the underground yet. So they started last night. They were here from Aberdeen, but they're stuck in the underground. So I'll just move on here. So,
okay, so this is the structure of UPSIGN as it currently stands. So some of this needs to be filled in, but I'll explain what we are. So we've just seen the core group, okay? So this is a kind of recruitment meeting as well, because what we are looking to do as we move forward, we already have assigned various people to look after each of these UN Sustainable Development Goals, okay? And what we need is more people to come forward to either join as leaders or deputies or just part of the group. So what we have in the core group, we have a little WhatsApp group that we just discuss issues around the core group. We have a Skype meeting once a month, so it requires an hour of your time once a month if you want to join the core group. And we all have roles on that core group. But even if you just want to get a newsletter from us once a month about what's going on, you just sign up to, this is the website that we've just created. Just sign up and we'll give you a newsletter once a month telling you what we're up to. But if you really want to get involved, you either join the yellow box or join this box where you'd basically be on a WhatsApp group with a bunch of people who are interested in, if you're interested in gender equality, then join that group. If you're interested in energy, join that group. And all you have to do is sign up to it. So there is, as we get to the area where we're going to have lunch and coffee this morning in the NIHO room and where we're having the workshop, I've put up a board and a little box. If you want to put your card and just write down which area you want to get involved in and you want to be active, just put your card in there or a post-it note, or just put your name next to some of the roles that we're going to talk about later. So we're looking for various roles in the core group, and if you just want to join one of these groups, what you will get is regular mailings about any grant opportunities that come in, for example, or opportunities to get involved. Okay.
okay, so as I said, I mean, this group started a year ago, and we've been doing a number of activities, tried to sort of mobilize teams and tried to work on some themes. We did a workshop back in October in Pakistan at LUMS. This was something around food security and food safety. And they pulled up a big proposal for 30 million to the GCRF. They didn't get through, but this was a good to organize the people. Then we have series of lectures. One was held in Islamabad at Quaid-e-Azam University, where Jawwad was leading one lecture. And then we have regional workshops here. One was at Swansea University and many other places. The whole idea was to sort of create sort of people who are interested, to bring them together, to provide them this network.
So one of the other things that we've been looking at is, for example, at UCL, just taking my own university, I observed that the Higher Education Commission wasn't getting any students funded on scholarships into UCL, okay? And that was because UCL normally demands full fees. But what I found out is if you go to the faculty level, they're quite happy to do fee waivers. So it was just a simple question of me talking to the dean, talking to heads of department, and now next year 15 HEC-funded PhD students will come in September 2019 on 5,000 fees per year, which is the home fees rate, okay? And that is just by having a conversation. So that model, when I said this to other universities, it appears that other universities, some are doing it, but we'd like to spread that model to other universities. So clearly, I don't just want to set it up and walk away. We will be making sure that the best students come to UCL because we want to sustain it for the long term. If you're in a university and you're interested in this kind of model and you think that your local faculty level can do that, or your heads of department, please have a conversation. I'll be happy to share all the information on how we did it at UCL for next year, okay? So, you know, that's one of the ways we're going to build relationships with people who are going to be the leaders of tomorrow in Pakistan. So that's really important. Okay.
Again, funding bit. I mean, I mean, there are very funding opportunities. I mean, in the UK, GCRF is a fantastic one. And it's an open program, and I have been hearing from the Research Council this is going to continue. So fingers crossed if this program is going to continue. So it's a fantastic opportunity. Another thing which we are trying to get Pakistan onto the ladder for our Newton Fund. So Newton Fund is an exclusive program which is a bilateral between one country and the UK. So it's still work in process. We have Lady Baroness here. We would like to work with you to get Pakistan onto the Newton Fund door. And other programs are funded by British Council and Commonwealth. So the whole idea was how do we, because we have little money, so how we use this money in a more sensible way, working on the challenges, working on the subjects which matters a lot to Pakistan. And also these challenges are across the globe. I mean the climate change, issues around the water. I mean these things are very much to everybody's life. Yeah, just other programs, just sort of in terms of, as Jawwad explained, we are looking for active members. We have seen, welcome, the Aberdeen group has arrived. Excellent. So we have still some positions in UPSIGN, although this group is there like more than a year, but it's been more on a voluntary basis. So if somebody or any one of you are interested to support UPSIGN, please, as Jawwad mentioned, drop your names into the box upstairs.
You have to be willing to work for free, by the way.
Yeah, this is for free. Thank you.
We want young, dynamic people from the student body as well. I'm really delighted to say that Momen is here today, and I know he's helped to get more students to turn up today. So Momen, there you are. Thank you for coming. You know, we need young, dynamic people like you who are really going to help push some of this forward, because many of us are old geezers who basically are supposedly very busy, but you know, we need dynamic people. And I'm really encouraged by your efforts in looking at BME issues and supporting people of colour, and you know how that affects the policy within the university. So you know, congratulations to you, and I hope you do get involved in some of your colleagues. Sorry, I'm going backwards. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. So now this is the moment of sign up for the UPSIGN. So this is a very. I mean, my daughter is 7-year-old. It said, "Papa, why you put say UPSIGN? Should be sign up." So I said, "Okay, let's sign up for the UPSIGN." So I would like and encourage you all to sign up to the UPSIGN, and this is a cause. This is a cause for the, I would say, the global challenge. We are all facing the same challenge. So welcome again. Our Aberdeen group is again here. Welcome again. So thank you so much. I would say move on to the next.
Okay, so we've got 2 announcements to finish, and we're already behind time, so we haven't done very well today. The first announcement, I'm really delighted to announce, as of a few days ago, we received our first funding from the Rangulwala Foundation, so I'd like a round of applause for them. Particularly to Zara Shah of the BPF, who helped us to secure that funding, and that is 2 years' worth of funding to run events and other activities. It'll contribute towards that. And we've also secured about 4,500 from UCL, from their Overseas Development Fund, and I'm sure with your help and input, we will secure a lot more. But that really does get us going. We've been running on a bit of a shoestring, so you know that means.
I'm just going to add something. Is like we use in the university this term a lot. What's called match funding. So we have a match funding of 200 people here. So their times, if you add that up, it's going to be like 2 million. So we have a 2 million worth of time in this group. So well done all. Thank you very much.
Okay. One more thing, Khalid.
Okay, so we plan to sort of continue UPSIGN on a sort of annual basis. The reason we chose July would be an interesting month to work on. So universities are a little bit down in terms of this education season is off, but there are a lot of Pakistani visitors who are visiting UK, although this year July wasn't the best time to come. It's very hot. So we would like to host this event next year as well. So the dates to remember and put in your diary, 23rd and 24th of July. This would be a 2-day event. We'll work on the structure, so we'll have some teams. If somebody's interested, please do come and talk to us if you would like to get involved in this planning of the event.
So I think we have 130 people signed up today. We could have easily got 200, and that's without much publicity. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot bigger next year. So again, without further ado, thank you all again. I hope you've learned something about UPSIGN and what we're about, and I hope you find ways of getting involved in UPSIGN. Thank you.